So you like watching what movies? Which language?
Not in specific, sir. I watch all kind of movies and I watch in all languages which are appeals to me.
Which are?
Appeals to me, which attract me to watch.
Okay. Okay. So I find that you have been the secretary of the Rotaract Club.
Yes,
What are the aims of this Rotaract Club?
Rotaract Club wants to develop the personality and the leadership qualities of its members and the youth, and it wants to create awareness among the students to do social works and other activities to improve the society.
They have some motto sort of thing, no? Rotaract.
Yes.
What are they?
Self-development through fellowships.
So I find that you are coming from this Dindigul district. So in Dindigul district, what is the prime type of forest, major type of forest in your district?
Yes, sir.
Are there forests in your district?
Yes, sir. For clarification, I studied in Dindigul.
Pardon?
My native district is Nagapattinam, but
Okay.
I studied in Dindigul.
Okay, okay. Your native district is Nagapattinam.
Yes.
Which is the protected area in Nagapattinam?
Point Kaliman Wildlife Sanctuary is a protected area in Nagapattinam because it hosts the threatened species such as black-buck antelope and spotted deer and feral phonies, and it has one and only Ramsar recognized wetland in Tamil Nadu which hosts water birds and fishes, and it has a vast coastline.
Okay. What is the migratory bird which comes to Nagapattinam?
Yes. The migratory bird, great falcon, great flamingo.
Have you seen a flamingo?
Yes, sir.
You have seen?
Yes.
Why are they coming to Nagapattinam? Why are they not going to, Kadalur, or why are they not going to Tuticorin?
First of all, because of the climatic situation and
The same climate, no? Nagapattinam and Kadalur, what is the difference in temperature? You tell me.
yes.
What is attracting them to this your place?
Sorry, sir.
Okay. Is there any bird poaching being in that district? Have you heard of any bird poaching in your area? Which bird is being poached?
Sorry, sir.
You are not able to figure. Okay. How far is the nearest place in Sri Lanka from Nagapattinam? Nautical miles.
Yes, I heard from people saying that it is 18 nautical miles from Point.
18 or 80?
18.
How much is 1 nautical mile?
1 nautical mile is 1.6 some kilometers.
Okay, which means that something around, you are saying 18 means within 30 kilometers?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you are sure about it.
Yes.
Only that much is the distance from Point Kaliman to which place in Sri Lanka?
I'm not sure. Not that part of.
As an educated young man, you should know it. You should have seen the map, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So you have done mechanical engineering.
Yes.
Nowadays, I find that the engineering graduates are all thronging for mechanical engineering. Earlier, they were all going for electronics and communication. Why?
In my opinion, the cars and the development of automobile industries is a major pull which pulling the students towards the mechanical engineering, and many of the students also have other options such as refrigeration, thermal related stream and production related stream. Mechanical engineering has the streams which are diverse in nature, which can provide employability to them in a diverse field.
Do you think that this subject of mechanical engineering is good for girls, or is it only a male-dominated field?
Absolutely not, sir. It is good for all people, and there is a myth that.
But why do you think that girls don't prefer mechanical engineering?
Sir, there is a myth. Rough people and rough people only choose mechanical, and the muscle power is needed for mechanical engineering. But nowadays there is no need for muscle power because of automation, such kind of things. So we have to educate, create awareness among people, and they have to get interest in.
What is the expansion for PSNA?
Pacheri Sri Nallatamalaman, which is a deity in Shivagangai district.
Okay. Good.
What is EIA?
Yes, sir. EIA is Environmental Impact Assessment.
What is that?
Conducted to know about the impact of developmental activities on the environment or forestry area.
In what circumstances the EIAs are done?
EIAs are done for developmental activities which have
Like what are development activities?
developmental activities such as mining, building roads, and constructing dams, and placing industries in environment.
Who does that? Is there any
Yes, sir.
agency designated for
Yes,
that?
sir. There are many agencies doing that. And I am not sure about that, sir. I am not able to recollect the particular name.
Okay. What is a Fibonacci series?
Fibonacci.
Fibonacci. You have heard about that?
Yes, sir. I am heard about that, but I am not able to recollect that at this moment.
Okay. Do you think that forest fires, what is your opinion about forest fire? Are they good or bad?
Yes, sir. Forest fire is good when it is in a controlled manner, but it is bad when it is out of control, like in Australia forest fire and 2018 Uttarakhand forest fire. And it will create a devastating destruction to the forest and biodiversity.
What are the reasons for these such big fires?
Yes, sir. Every forest fire has some peculiar and not peculiar, some specific reasons, but the common reasons being drought and the specific forest type are being a major reason.
Like which forest type is likely to have more
Yes,
fires?
Pine forests have more prone to forest fire because of its needle-like shaped leaf structures and other things.
Okay. How do you control fire?
Forest fire. We can control using mapping, sir. Regular mapping the fire prone areas, and through creating fire lines and strips which can control the fire, and through the awareness and community participation we can control the forest fire effectively.
Okay. You mentioned about community participation. But how do you involve communities in fire protection?
Yes, sir. Anti-poaching watcher is a cadre of forest official created to involve communities in wildlife management. On the same lines, there is anti-fire watchers through which we can involve the indigenous people to protect the forest from fire.
What is the reason for forest fire in India?
India.
Man-made or natural?
Yes, sir. There are many reasons for that, such as natural reasons such as drought being a major reason, and dry season, summer being a major.
No, I am asking about the triggering factor.
Triggering factor.
These are conducive environments you are talking about. No.
Major man-made anthropological.
Are there any natural fires happening in India?
Yes, are happening in India, but I am not clear about it.
Okay. You know about Indus Valley civilization.
Yes, sir.
What was the reason for its decline?
Major reason said by historians are floods, floodings in the
Which river?
Indus Valley.
But the Indus Valley civilization at its peak, you know,
Yes, sir.
it spread from Kandahar in Afghanistan right up to in present-day Maharashtra. So simple flooding of Indus Valley River would not have caused its decline.
Sir, other reasons being the development of agriculture in other parts, that's why people move to other parts to lead a settled life there.
Okay. Is that the other reason? That means they abandoned that area.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is a plus tree?
Plus tree is a genetically superior tree selected for trials and testing, sir.
How do you select, how do you know that a tree is superior?
Sorry, sir, I am not able to recall.
What is a protected area?
Protected area is an area which is allotted for protection of forests and biodiversity. It gets its legal backup from Indian Forest Act 1927 and Wildlife Protection Act 1970.
What are the different categories of protected areas?
National Park, Wildlife Sanctuary, Birdlife Sanctuary.
National Park?
Birdlife Sanctuary.
Wildlife Sanctuary.
Yes, sir. And then Biosphere Reserves.
Biosphere Reserve, are they protected part of protected area network?
It is not legally protected, but we are using that.
It's not legally protected, okay. What is NBW?
National Board for Wildlife, sir.
Okay, what is RET?
RET. Sorry, sir, I am not able to.
What is an endemic species?
Endemic species is a native species which has its presence in that particular area. And Nilgiri Thar is an example for endemic species. It is endemic to
Endemic to?
Nilgiris, that is the
No, it is seen in many other parts, not only Nilgiris.
It
Okay.
is seen in Western Ghats.
Endemic to Western Ghats.
Western.
What is Green India Mission?
Green India Mission is a part of National Action Plan for Climate Change. Wants to create forest cover in India and to increase the carbon sink to achieve its intended national determined contribution of creating 2.5 billion tons of carbon stocks.
In India, you know that we have this reservation system for education as well as job. Do you agree or you support it or you don't support it? Because there is an argument that it's against merit. What is your opinion?
I completely agree that, sir, because reservation provide opportunity which are equally provided to all people, to the people such as SCs and STs and OBCs, those who are historically backwarded by the activities of other communities, to create an equitable society and to achieve the equality before law and equal protection of law. That is said in the Article 14 and the preamble of Constitution of India. We need to give them and give reservation.
But don't you think that, even the Constitution said that this will be applicable only for the first maybe 10 or 20, 30 years. Now, don't you think that, many of the societies, they have come on equal footing? What is your view?
Yes, sir. There is need for that. There is continuous need for that in this decade also. But the government extending that term.
Okay. What are the main objectives of forest management? Or can you state the 3 or 4 major objectives of forest management?
To increase forest cover, to conserve the biodiversity, and to regulate the forest regulate and manage, and to control poaching and other such activities, illegal activities.
Okay, who was Salim Ali?
Salim Ali, I am not able to recollect.
Okay. What is ornithology?
Ornithology is a branch of biology which deals with the study of birds and watching birds.
Who is the greatest birdman of India?
Sorry, sir, I am not able to recollect.
Is it not Salim Ali?
Shiva,
Yes.
you are interested in cooking.
Yes.
So veg or non?
Sorry, sir.
Veg or non-veg?
Both things.
Okay. So how do you find cooking compared to other hobbies? Why you are passionate or more interested towards cooking? What brought
Yes, sir.
you in this particular?
Basic thing which motivated me to take part in cooking is my family is a small family with 4 members. Most of the time, particularly during festivals, my mother need a help to things quickly, to cooking quickly. That's why I started cooking with her, and cooking made me to realize that it requires compassion and other things to serve it with.
So volunteering for tree planting. So what is if you are starting planting tree? Do you think that you can manage the climate change or the carbon increase level can be controlled by only planting trees?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Not exactly. Planting trees is part of climate mitigation and pollution control. We have other areas such as pollution control itself. We have to reduce the emission from the vehicles and industries, and we have to control other emissions and climate change increasing phenomena such as refrigerants, and we have to think about that and act about that.
Actually, Tamil Nadu farmers, many of you farmers are coming to Delhi and they are protesting against the political leaders as well as government.
Yes.
So, what exactly the problem is? Why they are coming and half naked or full naked, 90% naked, they are coming and doing things. What is the problem actually?
Yes, sir. They are asking for the money needed by the government and to some. Sorry, sir, I am not able to recall.
Okay, problem. Have you ever participated in Jallikattu?
No, sir, not.
Have you heard of Jallikattu?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, what is the importance of Jallikattu?
Jallikattu being a cultural event, and it's being a cultural event, it has its root from the ancient Tamils, and other sides it gives protection to the indigenous breeds of ox, and it has a touristic and aesthetic value.
Yeah,
Now
just-
the show is over. Now
Yeah.
we'll give a feedback.
some feedback. Shiva, like when you came,
Yes.
you just actually slumped into the chair. Don't do that. Just there was an unnatural slumping. Don't do that. Come casually and then seriously and sit. It's fine. Then number 2, this eye contact. You are trying to make eye contact, but at times you tend to actually look down. Don't do that. That shows extreme signs of you are not very sure.
Yes.
So even if you are not able to maintain parallel straight eye contact, just look sideways.
Yes.
That's good enough. Never look down, even if you don't know an answer. Okay. Then your subject knowledge, and I would put this way. You have it. 3 ways I will put it. On certain questions, you are able to answer it. You have the fundamentals inside you on that answer. But when you articulate, sometimes you feel completes that, or in between you stops and then you say that, no, sorry, I do not know. Okay, that is not the lack of knowledge within, but lack of you are not able to express it properly. So probably in such a situation, the best solution would be go for very, very short, crisp sentences, simple, short sentences. Okay, like very, very, very fundamental. That's it. Then the next part is that revisit some of the fundamentals thing. Especially since you have taken forestry, the glossary, mastering the glossary of a good textbook itself will actually give you a lot of knowledge about that. That has to be fundamental.
Okay.
Otherwise, fine, you are able to do it, you have it inside you, only to take care of these aspects.
Yeah, then, I was asking you about Rotaract Club. You are not telling, you mentioned in your hobby that you have become the secretary of the Rotaract Club. You should know more about Rotaract Club. There are specified objectives of the Rotary Clubs. Now I am not able to recollect, but once upon a time I used to. So you are, certainly you can expect questions on Rotaract Club because it's a wide organization. Sometimes people may be interested to know your depth on that since you have worked as a secretary of the college. And I find that you are a bit tentative on your expression, as you told. Only thing is that when you are forming the answers, no, that linkage is missing somewhere. Linkage in terms of words, in terms of grammar, something is missing somewhere. You can concentrate on that. Maybe you can look at the video where you are passing, where you are thinking. What I found is like, still your thinking process is going in Tamil and your answering process is going in English. It's natural for anybody. But only thing is that the time lag between the conversion should be as less as possible. For anybody it happens like that. But only thing is that you have some practice sessions, especially try to watch some good English movies, listen to more English on television or radio, whatever it is. And your exposure to English should be much more, so that your command over the language and I will say the way in which you express yourself should be improved in this language. You have everything inside. There is no depth of information in you. Be crisp and be more confident and be more, what I will say, command over the language. You can tend to improve a bit. That's what I say.
First, you need to smile. Yeah, this is good. So you keep giving your information in a smiley face. It will bring you a natural atmosphere. Okay, you are just too serious. Too serious to what kind of next question. You smile this way, na? This smile will bring the opposite because you are not going to meet somebody else. You are going to meet some of your seniors. You will be sitting after 20 years here this side. So you imagine that situation. Okay, I will be sitting here next 20 years. So I will be feeling, yeah, this smile, it brings you more confident. And you have information. That information should be brought in a fluent way. Only thing, it will come, you keep doing it. When you are conversing with some people, you just stop talking in English, so it will automatically come. And other more subject-wise information I wanted to mean, there are some basic things. You mentioned farmer. Father is a farmer. You should know what is the problem with your father. Means father in the sense, a farmer. A farmer has got some problem. Many of our people are going in Delhi shouting because of water, not for the money. They are mainly going for water. What is the problem? What is the solution for the problem? When you go, we are supposedly we should give some money to Karnataka government, Tamil Nadu government should give some money. In my opinion, I'm just saying, for water harvesting structures, construction, or some providing something, we give something so that we will. It's natural flow. If it is coming, okay. Those people, population also increasing. They need money, water. After me only, I can give it to you. Na? That is a simple pattern. Okay. So if we provide something, we can demand. Without providing anything, we should not demand. So such kind of information, if it is from your side, some different information, yes, argument, you may have your own arguments. Such kind of things you need to place. But certain things you need to know, like Jallikattu. These are all unique to your state. Farmer's problem, because you are a farmer. Cooking is most important, as you say, it requires a lot of patience. Information. So cooking related things you need to know. I will cook this. These are all the different varieties. These many varieties are there. This will bring what is the importance of your spices, condiments. All these things you should know, their names, their importance, their values, their importance against pest and disease. Like disease and a lot of coronavirus and all. Simple thing is if you add spices like neem, if you give that one, that itself prevents. That will induce your immunity system, like your ginger. You eat daily morning sunset and sunrise meal, you have ginger and nimbu mixed with that, no? Automatically your immune system will be improving. There is no need of any medicines you do. So such kind of information you try to put. I am a cook, I wanted to do this information. Like that people will be impressed.
Okay.
So your cooking hobby is very well welcome. You may be expecting good questions out of this, so try to prepare more.
Okay.
So basic things also, try to give a smile. Okay, always be smiling. You will be 100% sure you will be coming with flying colors. Okay, you be good,
Cheerful.
cheerful, always keep smiling.
You
Good.
can,
Thank you.
body language la don't change.
அதெல்லாம் பர்ஃபெக்டாக இருக்குது, அதில் ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை.
Your body language is smile only.
That's what I said. When you come first, don't bend too much. Just come and sit. Fine.
So there is no superior to you, there is no inferior anyone in this world. Okay, you are always on par with everyone. So you come casually, just meet. You are here just to express what you have. That's all. So don't bother. Don't try to impress anyone. Automatically, quality is there. Automatically, people will get impressed. Good luck. Keep smiling. That's the only thing. Don't forget that. Keep smiling.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Please be seated.
Ramya, can you just say about you, please?
I'm Ramya. I'm coming from Chennai. My native is Virudhunagar district, and I'm an electronics and communication engineering graduate. After that, I started working in TCS for about 2 to 3 years, and I quit my TCS, my software job, and I started preparing for civil services. And last year, I had worked as a fellowship under Forestry, which is a joint initiative of Ministry of Women and Child Development and Tata Trust.
Since you have started with Poshan Abhiyan, tell us something about this ICDS.
ICDS.
Yeah, sorry, ICDS, yeah.
ICDS is Integrated Child Development Services. It was a scheme introduced in 1970s, and its main aim was to improve nutrition as well as provide preschool education to the children. And its focus area is 0 to 6 years of children, age of children, and along with that, it caters to pregnant and lactating mothers and adolescent children.
So what are the objectives and what are the activities in ICDS?
ICDS, it provides the take-home rations to the beneficiaries, as well as it provides hot cooked meals. As in Tamil Nadu, it provides hot cooked meals. And there is an education system syllabus. Everything is planned for the children between 2 to 6 years. Mostly in Tamil Nadu, children come in the range between 2 to 3 years, because after 3 years they go to LKG, UKG, kindergarten schools. And there is a recent plan to introduce, to merge it along with the government schools, so that the transition between the Anganwadi center as well as the schools will be more smooth.
What is the budget allocation for your Poshan Abhiyan?
So it is 9,000 crores for the 3-year term, from 2017 to 2020. It is a 3-year program with the mission of Mission 25, that is to reduce the stunting from I'm not sure, 27 to 25%. I'm not sure about the numbers, sir. And it is based on government is planning to support 50%, and the rest 50% is from extra budgetary support. And it is, as far as the government budget is concerned, it is again split into 60-40 along with the other states, and 90-10 with the northeastern states, and 100% in union territories.
So what is the content? What is the activity?
The activity. So it focuses on 7 key initiatives. One of them is, the major portion is the ICDS CAS, the Common Application Software, which has digitized the entire Anganwadi manual reporting system, which which is a 10 books. It has digitized everything into one app, and it also provides dashboard level monitoring at all levels, right from the Anganwadi center, block, then district, then supervisor at the sector level also, and the national and the state level. So every level we are able to monitor. So that is one of the main scheme. And after that, it also focuses on convergence among the departments, and it focuses on capacity building of the Anganwadi workers to.
Fine. That's enough for time.
So Ramya, whatever you say is whatever government is providing information, you are taking the information and providing it. That's okay. What is your stand on that? Whether it is needed or not? Whether we do we have to implement all this ICTS program starting from Himachal, Jammu Kashmir to the tri-state of Rajasthan and the northeastern state, Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, all these places? Do we have to just implement just like that because it is implement or brought by the central government? Do you agree with that?
Sir, there is a concern that one size fits for all approach is being followed in such flagship schemes right from Swachh Bharat Abhiyan and in Poshan Abhiyan. But the thing is that the wasting, stunting and underweight has been we have not concentrated. Even in Tamil Nadu, which is a state whose social sector development is far ahead of the other states, but there is we haven't focused on wasting and stunting and underweight issues. So this focuses on those components, and it makes us realize that we have to do something about it. So I believe this is a wake-up call for us, so that we'll be able to. This digitization has helped us a lot. It has removed the manual labor from the Anganwadi worker. But the focus, as you have said, is shifting from implementation, and that I believe it is a short-term impact, and the long run will be benefiting us.
What are your options?
Forestry and geology.
Why did you choose these options?
Sir, I was guided by my earlier mentors who have given the examination. So they said forestry and geology I will be able to cover within the 3 months span.
3 months span for learning and
Yes.
giving the exams?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think that the subjects are as simple as that as being told, or do they have any complexities?
They do have complexities, and it took time for me to realize that. Like when I started preparing, I was stumbling a lot, but due to proper support and proper guidance, I was able to complete this level.
Well, same thing, nowadays, a lot of engineers are, it's almost a monopoly.
Yes.
So they're all coming and walking in. Do you think that, is it kind of reverse brain drain? Joining a service like Forestry service, 95% of the people are from engineering background. Is it good for forestry?
Sir, in this era of fourth industrial revolution, I believe everywhere there is engineering. The impact of engineering is felt everywhere. Electronics and engineering is felt everywhere, and it will have an impact. But it is about what we are doing after we get into the service. So in that span of time, I believe the proper spirit of the service is inculcated in it, and it will benefit us more than just thinking that engineer is going into forestry. Engineer is being trained to do in the forestry, and I believe the letter and spirit they will follow.
I will put this question slightly different way, in the sense that, say for example, a social anthropologist.
Yes.
He cracks an exam in engineering service and gets into ISR, thinking that he masters space engineering technology. Once he gets into that, will you see a difference between a proper engineering astrophysicist getting into the service and then person trained subsequently getting into the after joining?
There will be definite difference, and it will be seen as a lag in the initial period. But I believe in the course of time,
He can pick up.
Yes, he can.
Okay. What is the per capita emission, carbon emission of India?
I'm not able to guess the exact amount, but I believe it is lesser than USA and China.
But then how much is that of USA and China? In terms of aggregate carbon emission, which country tops the chart? You are not aware about that, okay. How do you see the gender and the role of gender in forestry? Is there anything in administrative, managerial? What do you see it?
So they will be the beneficiaries as well as they will be the contributors because they are more empathetic. As far as the female gender is concerned, I believe they are more empathetic, and any benefit to the forest will in turn benefit them more than the male counterparts. And giving equal opportunity for both the male and the female gender, I believe it will improve our understanding of the forest both empathetically as well as.
I never said gender doesn't mean female. Gender is a neutral term. Could be male or female.
Yes, sir.
But in your answer, you always subsumed that it's all female.
I believe the emphasis was on female participation.
Okay. Okay, do you think that environmental degradation affects female the most?
Yes.
How?
Because, sir, right from morning till the evening, the care economy is completely is almost 70 to 80% it is being managed by the female, and right from cooking as well as collecting water, everything the burden falls on the women. So if the environmental degradation at any point of time, the first impact will be felt by the female gender in the family, and then it will be transmitted to them.
What is your view on the relocation of tribals from the forest, if there is a demand from them?
If there is a demand from the tribals, if that, it should be a measure about their aspirations. First, we should evaluate their aspirations, and then if we feel that their aspirations could be satisfied by our initiatives, I believe we should carry on relocation of the tribals.
Based on their aspirations.
Their aspirations.
Okay, but if they want to move out for various reasons, developmental reasons,
Yes.
and we feel that it should not be, then what will you do? Whose aspirations will prevail?
Sir, it should be a balance between both.
But who are we?
We are the interlocutors between both the government side as well as us from the tribal
Who
side.
has given you that role for their guardianship? Has anybody given they want to move out, but who are you to say no?
That is the role of the job that is being offered to me. I believe that it comes from the spirit of the service that I should be.
What is human-wildlife conflict?
Sorry, sir?
Human-wildlife conflict?
The man-animal conflict is because
Is it man or human?
human-animal conflict.
Okay.
It is mainly because of our developmental aspirations as well as the loss of environment and habitat for the animals, that frequent contacts between both of us, it is resulting in damage to both the sides, and predominantly because the animal beings are being considered as without a voice. I believe there is the growing emphasis that we should be able to provide them their habitat and their freedom of life just as ours.
Okay, you might have heard about tigers eating human beings.
Yes.
You are working, assuming that you are selected for this job and you are posted somewhere,
Yes.
and there is a monitor lurking around. Okay, what will you do? What are the options left to you? There is a situation that has emerged that you should be shot and killed. Will you take the gun and shoot?
That will be the last resort. If there is no other available alternatives, and that will be my last resort. But before that, movement of people in and around the forest should be addressed by when they're going. They should go in groups, and we have to create awareness that they should be going in groups. They shouldn't be sitting down. They shouldn't wear any colors that are similar to the forest, and they should make some noise that they are coming inside. And also we have to fix the origin of the problem. The root of the problem might be the lack of prey inside the tiger's habitat. So we have to look for measures to improve the prey inside.
That's a long-term solution.
Yes.
But this is immediately you have to do something.
Immediately awareness among the people, and in turn, if it is again coming, then we have to, if it is posing danger to the human existence, then that will be my last resort.
According to our forest policy, what percentage of the country should be under forest cover?
33%.
How has that figure come into being?
That is based on our requirement, considering both our developmental aspirations as well as the need for an environment that should be able to sustain us throughout the.
Yeah, but that would have been 40% or even 50% or 60%. But why this number 33 precisely?
I am not sure about it.
Not sure. Okay. What is chipko agitation?
So So is it?
Chipko.
That movement was against afforestation in Uttarakhand, sir.
Afforestation or deforestation?
Deforestation.
Deforestation. Okay. Okay. One question in the sense that do you think that Mahatma Gandhi, let's imagine that we are putting him into a cryogenic sleep when India got independence, and now we wakes him up. He comes back to Indian political scenario. Does he have any relevance in contemporary Indian politics?
I believe he is and he will always be relevant whenever he is coming, because he addresses basic questions of ethics in political as well as in social life. So I believe his ideas and his...
Can you just think a little bit more, conjure up what he will do? Like, how he will do? This is a question of counterfactual history.
Yes, sir.
What he would have done? How will he reposition himself?
Sir, I believe he was always against oppression and exploitation of the common man.
Yeah.
So if he feels that the common man is being exploited either by the private or by the government, he will always be on the side of the common man and his benefit. So he might turn into protest and the movements that he already did with the Britishers. So he might take up such.
But he lived in an era without social media and Right to Information Act.
Yes, sir.
So you would have taken advantage of this.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you aware of eco-sensitive zone?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
Sir, it is basically the buffer area around 10 kilometers around the protected areas, sir. In order to create a buffer zone between the sensitive areas as well as the human habitations, so that there is a gradual transition to the area rather than an abrupt change, and it prevents the interference of human activities inside the sensitive areas.
So we have around 23 to 24% of forest cover in India, and many of our people are not getting land to reside.
Yes, sir.
Why don't we go inside the forest and have our own house there and do, because it's our land,
Yes.
it's belong to the people. Why you are just evacuating people from there in terms of the name of relocation? The existing people already, you wanted to shift them. What is the positive thing or negative thing in that? Why we need to do that?
Sir, I believe the concept of us initially was only us, the people who were existing then. But now the concept of us has evolved from the people who are now and people who will come. So I believe under the concept of sustainable development, it is necessary that we should respect and agree with the replenishing capacity of the forest rather than going for immediate exploitation and usage of the resources. And in case of the relocation of the tribals is concerned, as I've already said, it should take into their aspirations as well as the needs of the government, both the developmental as well as the environmental needs of the state. And we have to arrive at a compromise or a consensus between both. And who has learned to live along with the nature, as in the the Andaman North Sentinelese people, it is difficult for us to mainstream them, or they are not willing to mainstream. So we have to let them have their life over there. And those people who are inside the mainland and who are having aspirations of education and who are willing to come into the mainstream, we should be willing to accommodate their needs under our.
Don't you think that in the beginning you say ICPS mean we need to give the energy to the people who are not having energy properly now?
Yes, sir.
Malnutrition
Yes,
people.
sir.
That means every location, different people have required different energy.
Yes.
That is why based on energy calculation, where rural with this much, urban with this
Yes.
much energy required, so we need to fix the amount. Okay, like that. You are saying Andaman Nicobar Bay people should be allowed inside, we should not bring them out. Supreme Court also said the same. After initially they say you can teach them something in the languages and all. Now they say that don't disturb them later. Oh, why can't? It's a country, single country. You wanted to have two different towns in two different places. Here you are agreeing. There in terms of nutrition supply, Tamil Nadu may one place in the area, tribal area, or in mainland, rural, urban area, different energy level is required, different implementation is different required. But averagely you are just limiting it, yes, what a level and you are providing that. Don't you think that there is a difference between these two and approaches equal. As an administrator, what is your opinion? Do we have to change fundamentally, or this has to be like this?
Sir, I believe in the Poshan Abhiyan case, the overall framework is just a skeletal framework, while the rest of the implementation part belongs to the district administration and it is tailored to the needs of the state administration. That much of flexibility has been provided under any national scheme. But as you have said, there might be disparities because considering the South Indian states are better developed than the North Indian states, there might be a lag in our performance. But that is for the short term. That is what I feel. So I believe that in the long run, all our concerns that we have already completed all these things, so we'll be able to move forward.
So ecologically sensitive zones, you say that 10 kilometer radius.
Yes.
But if you take other range, they are breaking something and they are making some kind of water road or water path they are creating. So is it against your principle you are making something in terms of development? Are you agreeing with that, or it is need of our child, we need to go against nature also?
Sir, I believe we have to take the middle path over here because both the needs have to be addressed considering the stress on land and the developmental aspirations of India. I believe we have to take a firmer step, but before taking any such drastic step of building something in an ecologically sensitive zone, we have to complete our environmental impact assessment and do a proper study along with the social impact assessment. And then we have to implement it to avoid any future consequences.
One last question. Both of us are from Kerala, and I find that in your preferences you have given the least preference for our state. Why is it so? In your zone consideration, our state is being listed as the last preference. Can you tell us the reason?
Sir, it is not the last preference for Kerala. It is because the Karnataka, Telangana.
No, but you converse. I'll ask you why you have put Karnataka as number 2.
Because I heard that there are possibilities for higher career growth and development in Karnataka, and in Telangana there are many districts, so there is an easy possibility of you getting into a district position earlier, and in Andhra Pradesh also the same case. So that is the reason why I have listed Kerala.
So why then? What is the problem? Is there any problem in Kerala that way? Is these whatever you narrated, are there not possibilities of career progression or your district postings in Kerala? Do you think? Or whether you are being told like that?
No, sir. I believe that it is already developed state. Everything is almost proper there, and our contribution almost will be nil when compared to.
Do you know that out of all these states, the forest cover is maximum in Kerala,
Yes,
percentage-wise?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Even if you go, this way, then I am puzzled with your option. Again, you are contradicting your own statement. You have given Telangana number 5. Your option number 5 is Telangana, 4 is Kerala, 2 is Karnataka, 3 is Andhra, and Tamil Nadu is 1. That's your choice. That's what I find. Your signature is there. Anyway, I just wanted to know that. Your interview is over. With the previous question. No. She only has decided. No, she was telling Telangana, but Telangana is the last preference.
Where have I given Kerala?
Still for yours. This is your option.
I filled my civil service dashboard, so I was.
It's okay. No.
Anyway, now you don't have an option. You cannot reconsider.
Yes.
Anyway, now you can say.
You get lesser rank, so you will be getting
Ramya, this is just a feedback in the sense that, see, all fine, remarkable confidence, your eye contact and movement is fine, and within whatever short span of time you are trying to master the subject, at least for the sake of clearing this exam, it's also fine, mastered it. So keep improving it. One thing, in the sense that, see, in an interview of this sort, the panelists can engage you in 2 ways. One, by asking these rapid questions, okay, specifics, highly technical specifics. The other one is descriptive. Your strength is actually to pull the board into the descriptive style. Like today, we are fortunate to have that first question, like that ICDS. So which you could descriptive, then the entire thing actually followed. So, if they start with a specific question which you are not very thorough, then straight away say no. Stop it there. If you fumble there, then there will be a series of questions like that. You say no, and then wait for your opportunity where it can be made a little descriptive, where you can, conjure up in your own, articulate it in your own ways. So I think that is your strength. So maybe you have to build on that. Okay.
From my side, no great observation. Only one thing what I have found is since this particular thing went well with your way, you are comfortable.
Yes.
But you would have gone the other way also.
Yes.
He was just mentioning. If you had gone in deep in forestry, I am sure that you would have stumbled. For example, he asked about when the ESZ.
Yes.
You are telling 10 kilometers. It's not standard 10 kilometers. It depends. Even it can be 0. So we didn't want to intentionally, we didn't grill you there. And we were very sure that you were not comfortable. So somehow this went well, but not necessarily.
Yes.
As I told you, have to go deep in some of the aspects, especially in your forestry and environment side, which is going to be, in case you offer this service, it's going to be a bread and butter. So sometimes people may delve deep or plow deep into that, which I feel that you are a bit shaky.
Yes.
Just brush up your skills in that.
When is your exam and interview coming up?
First is February 10th, morning
And
batch.
you are cleared for civils also?
Yes, yes,
So
sir.
when is that coming up?
March 2nd.
So your time, you have
So
time.
that by that time you can brush up, especially in international conventions and other things where
Yes.
present day happenings, you can brush up your skills.
So I'm also impressed. Issue is that the 3 months time you say.
Yes.
Somebody said this will be easy to clear. Okay, that will in fact you are true to yourself, to us. So not necessarily everybody will take it. That means you are taking a subject in 3 months and you will be clearing it. You are going in after, because most of the 99% after you getting into service, it's difficult to know the basics of your subject.
Yes.
Okay, and we will not be having time also
Yes.
for your information. So that time you can say, instead of that, it's my opinion, instead of that, graduation is only 3 or 4 years.
Yes.
Earlier to that, starting from class 1 to 12, we have been taught botany, science. So here we are going near to that particular thing. Otherwise, we have been experienced with the environment because we are living in environment. This way, if you put your ideas,
Yes.
it will be but pleasant and people also will agree, sir. Just a degree, I got 3 years spent. Earlier to that, still now I am continuing in the environment. So forestry is part and parcel of my life. That one you can tell. Second thing is, you were just telling, what sir says, some particular area, the social and other things, you are strong. Okay. Same way, when you are strong one particular aspect, somebody certainly socially important thing, society. When I am coming into other, I will be expecting same. I am a forestry side, I will be expecting service environment side. Same equal important you need to provide. For that you need to balance these two also. You need to have some minimum information on that. In a simplified way, if you have some ICDS, you know entire thing.
Yes.
That is that means subject structure you are giving. That functional aspect also you need to justify. That is what I try to say. Because you are not a normal person, you are going to be administrator. So when you are administrator, you need to know all the pros and cons. You need to justify it, even if right or wrong. You need to justify by your own way. Okay? Practically, that's all. Otherwise, it's good.
Go to the list.
Thank you, sir.
But still your options, I'm not convinced. How you have opted for these?
As far as information, Kerala is the highest promotion rate. My batchmate becomes CM and he is looking after CCM. so that is different, and that also, forgot to say. In cadre base, if somebody is, why have you given this? You can say something else also. Sir, I'm near to, suppose where are you from, this place?
From Chennai.
Chennai. So, sir, Chennai is near to the Karnataka. So, that means Andhra. So, it is affinity or relation with language and other things, management aspect. That orientation, it is very nearer to me. Kerala is little far away from me. That's why I just put it. That's all. This will make sense. If you say that promotion, other things, that means for the purpose of promotion, you can do anything, like a politician. Like you understand?
Yes.
If you are given, if you are not allowed to do this one, that means if some minister is providing you some post, so you can do anything against environment.
No, I also gave her a hint that both of us are from Kerala, even that she didn't get the point.
Sir, both of them are from Kerala. That is different. That is why when you are just providing information, that information should be mostly
Convincing. Should be
neutral,
context. Should be context.
neutral. So you can be true, but it is not against anything. So they should not get offended ultimately. Good luck.
Okay, all the best.